Kentucky Derby 2024. Derby Day, one of the best days of the year. And you idiots out there in my DMs, in my mentions, on the Kirk Minahan show, put on a jockey costume. Oh, give us some Derby picks. That's not how you win on Derby Day. Okay, unless you're a jockey riding in the Derby or riding at Churchill on Derby Day, you don't win on Derby Day dressed like this. Okay? There are rules to win on the Kentucky Derby. They do not involve being dressed like a jockey. Like I said, it's Kentucky Derby Day, the best betting day of the year when it comes to the horses, and there are rules to winning on Derby Day. In fact, let's get to Mutt's 10 rules for winning at the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Some of these rules are evergreen, can work for any year. Some are for this year and this race. Ideas, thoughts, information you need if you're going to win. Rule number 1, very simple. Look good, play good. We went to Milton's, the store for men, 3 great locations, plus Miltons.com. You walk in, here's what you say. I got a Derby party. They get you an outfit like this. And you look good. And guess what? When you look this good, you can't lose on Derby Day. So it starts with the outfit. Derby party, at home, I don't care. You're getting dressed up. It's a special occasion. It's the best betting race of the year. Rule number 1 on Derby Day, if you're going to win, is look good, play good. Rule number 2, no mint juleps. Now, exception to the rule coming up, but in general, we are not doing mint juleps on Derby Day. First of all, need you focused, looking at the form, looking at the board, finding the best horses to bet. But number 2, the mint julep kind of sucks, right? Bourbon, mint, crushed ice, simple syrup. People don't know how to make that. They mix it up. You're supposed to boil the sugar and the water together. Is your guy at your Derby party doing that? The answer is no. The julep is not good. Here's the exception. If you're going to the Derby, you're in Kentucky, bourbon country, I guess you can do that, but stick to bourbons or Manhattans or just focus on the races on themselves. Mint juleps are bad. They should not be had at any time, especially at your Derby party. No mint juleps. Rule number 3, do not blow your wad of money. Because here's what happens here, right? Because I've been there, and if you bet the races all day, you have been too. First race on Saturday, Derby Day, is 10:30 a.m. You know what time the Derby is? 7 o'clock at night. There are 11, 12 races up until Derby Day. If you bet every race like it's the Derby, you won't have money left to bet the Derby. So here's what I do. I put money aside at the end of the day. That's my Derby money. So when I get my head beaten at the windows and I'm losing, I'm not betting less on the Derby. Because there's nothing worse, right, than losing during the day, getting to the Derby, and being afraid to bet. Or worse, no ATM around, no deposit button available, you can't bet the Derby. Worse than losing on the Derby is being out of money by the time you get to the Derby. Put some money aside on Derby Day and put that as your Derby money. Do not blow your wad of cash. Rule number 4, speed is good. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, that makes no sense. Like, of course, it's horse racing. You want speed, but you're an idiot. Well, here's the issue. They changed back in 2013 the way horses qualify for the Derby. Used to qualify through sprint races and turf races. Now, it's all dirt races going long. And so you have less cheap speed in these races. So since 2014, 8 of the 10 Derby winners have been on or within 3 lengths of the lead by the time you get to the top of the stretch. Now, you want to bet closers, you think it's 1.25 miles, you want the horse coming late. I guess a Rich Strike can win. Rich Strike won a couple years ago at $1 billion to 1. Cost me thousands, but that's now like the rarity. Doesn't happen all the time. A lot of these years now, it's the horses in front, it's the horses who are more favorited than the long shots. It's a more formful race than it was before they made those changes. You look at your form, look at the race for Saturday. Speed is okay to bet. You don't have to bet a closer. In fact, recent years, speed has been the best thing to bet in the Derby. Rule number 5, you want to win Derby Day 2024, no touts. What do I mean by that? We're not paying for picks. We're not doing that. Okay, you want to pay for information to get better info on speed figures or workouts? You should do that. You should be better than the rest of the population. Spend some extra money, get better information. But to pay for a pick sheet or pay somebody to find your winners, hell no. I'd rather lose my own opinion than lose to someone else's. It's gonna be my money going through the windows. It better be my opinion. So paying for information, that's okay. Paying for picks, we don't do that. Even if the picks are free, you better not take any picks from this guy. You see this guy, you run the other way. He's never picked a winner in his life. All right, so those rules are evergreen every year. You can use them for the Derby. Okay, the next 5 things we'll talk about real quickly are things for this year's Derby. Number 6, rules for the Derby, know the favorites. Okay, there are 2 big favorites in this race. The big favorite is the number 17, Fierceness. He has shown brilliance in his career, juvenile winner last year at 2, Florida Derby win, was the best race of any of these 3-year-olds in this field on Saturday. Quite frankly, in my opinion, if Fierceness runs back to that race, even regrets a little bit, he's going to win for fun on Saturday. He's also the horse with the speed, right? The other favorite here is the number 2 horse, Sierra Leone. He's a closer. He got an awesome pace to close into in the bluegrass. He came flying late. Now, visually, that's fun, right? You have your money. Here comes a horse down the lane. He's the closer. He's going to win. You bet the closer. But he might not get that set up here. And there's much more things that can go wrong for a closer, right? In a field of 20 horses, how many things have to go right to get through from back of the pack? Sierra Leone, one of the favorites, 3-1. He's in the back of the pack. So both favorites can win this race. I much prefer Fierceness, the number 17. He'll be in better position early on Saturday. If you're watching this, 99% chance you're a KMS fan, you're a Dave Portnoy fan. Dave Portnoy, he loves the horses. His rule is you always bet on the gray horse.
Grays are genetically faster than all other horses, so when in doubt, you always go gray, and that's what we got here.
His theory is gray horses run faster. Not my theory. I've lost a lot of money trying to get that thing home, but if you want to bet the gray horse, there is one gray horse in this Derby, the number 13 horse, West Saratoga. Now, I should also point out, Dave owns a house in Saratoga, and he likes gray horses. We're still early in the week. I don't know how it's going to play out, but my guess is Dave's going to like West Saratoga. I think he has no shot. That's your horse, the number 13, West Saratoga. Rule number 8, what you need to know to win on Derby 2024. If you're watching, listening, you're a KMS fan, right? You love the Kirk Minahan show. You want to bet on the horses named after their producers, right? Amazing, this year's Derby has not one but 2 horses named after the KMS producers. Named for Justin Trudell, the number 8 horse, Just a Touch. Because of course, well, what'd you think I meant? You creep? The number 8 horse, Just a Touch for Justin Trudell, has a shot to win. Only 3 career races, but has some very fast speed figures. Ran a really good race in the bluegrass, and Sierra Leone was closing in that bluegrass. Just a Touch was setting crazy fractions. Mage won this race a year ago. Similar sort of pattern coming in. I think Just a Touch, named after Justin Trudell, potentially. I think this horse has a shot to win. So you want to bet with Justin, you want the 8 horse, Just a Touch. If you want the Coleman horse, you want the number 14, Endlessly. Named after Coleman's stories on the show. They do not end. Minnesota, my mom, the DMV. Shut up. This horse, like Coleman with Bella, has absolutely no shot to win. Do not bet on Endlessly. That's my official pick, but bet on the Justin horse, Just a Touch. Rule number 9, Derby Day 2024. Well, how about the winner, right? Who are the win contenders in this race? To me, there are 5 horses in this field that can win Derby 2024. In fact, if one of these 5 horses does not win, next time I come into KMS, jockey costume, the entire show, I'll take the beating, but I suspect the winner comes from one of these 5. We'll start with the favorite, the number 17, Fierceness. Fastest horse in the field, most brilliant horse in the field, great Florida Derby, won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile a year ago, can be involved early, great workout coming in. The only knock, he's the favorite. 5-2, maybe 2-1. I like him in this spot. The number 4, Catching Freedom, a closer for super trainer Brad Cox. He's going to be coming late. He's progressing as a horse, getting better at each race. Look at his buyer speed figures in the daily racing form. He is projecting upwards. He's sitting on his biggest race. I think he at 8, 10, 12-1 could win this thing for Brad Cox. How about Just a Touch? Mentioned him earlier, the Justin Trudell horse. Only 3 career races, but some real fast races involved early on. Mage a year ago won the Derby with only a couple of races under his belt. Just a Touch has the talent to win at 8, 10-1. Same sort of price range, Forever Young. One of 2 Japanese horses in this field. He has got a weird running style, right? You watch him at Churchill Downs this week. It's not been great action for him when it comes to taking to the track every morning, but his 2 prep races coming in have been as good as anything here stateside in America. And I'll point this out, the buyer speed figures he would have gotten over there fit with this group. To me, if a Japanese horse is going to win, and they've tried this over and over again and not gotten it done, in fact, I think the 17 UAE Derby winners, like Forever Young, none have hit the board. This is their best chance. Forever Young could win this thing at potentially an overlaid price. He's 10-1 on the morning line. And I'll mention Sierra Leone. I'm not betting a lot on Sierra Leone to win or place. Maybe focus in on keying and trifectas there because he's a closer. He's going to be too short a price, only 3-1. Way too much traffic to try to get through many of these races. Like Catching Freedom's a closer, he's 10-1. You're getting 2-1, 3-1 on Sierra Leone. He could win this race, Not my favorite bet, but he's one of 5 win contenders: Sierra Leone, Catching Freedom, Fierceness, Forever Young, and Just a Touch. All right, fine. Rule number 10, I gave you a bunch of chalk there. How about 4 live long shots that could hit the board and spice up the exactas, the tries, the superfecta, super high five? I love playing the trifectas on Derby Day. We'll start with my favorite 2. Number 15 is Domestic Product for Chad Brown. 30-1 on the morning line, but this horse is better than that. His last time out, Tampa Bay Derby, he's a closer. There was no pace to run into. He still ran by everybody. He's been off for like 6, 8, 10 weeks now. It's been a while since Tampa Bay Derby. So it's a really unique run to get into this race, but he's working out well with Sierra Leone. That horse can be 3-1. Domestic Product going to be about 25-30-1. He is one of my favorite 2 price options underneath the logicals in this race. The other one, 50-1 Society Man, the number 20 horse. He had an awesome effort last time out in the Wood Memorial, and I think there'll be a plan here to get this guy to just hit the board. I don't think he can win the race, but the trainer has another horse on the inside, the number 1 Dornock. That horse has to go. It's going to set up the pace. I suspect Society Man, written by Frankie Dettori, goes to the rail and tries to make 1 run late. That move can get you in the money in the Derby. So a 50-1 Society Man, a horse I'll be using. The number 7 horse, Anna Marie, I'll mention here as a potential upsetter underneath, but 15-1, he's getting all the buzz. He's the wise guy horse, right? When the wise guys talk about that horse that no one's talking about, Anna Marie is that horse. Closer, gonna get a setup here, but not gonna get 15-1. Could still get into the number. I'll mention one more, the number 19 Resilience, winner of the Wood Memorial, trained by Bill Mott. Bill Mott always gets his horses ready to go for a big spot like this. Running style should suit this field, and he's going to be up in price, right? If Anna Marie is going to get bet down, Resilience at 21 is going to be higher. I'd include him as one of my 4 long shots, live long shots in this race. Domestic Product, Society Man, Anna Marie, and Resilience, all big prices to put in the number. All right, there you go. 10 rules, 10 thoughts, 10 ideas for betting on the 2024 Kentucky Derby. Who should you bet? How should you bet? How the hell should I know? Bet with your head not over it. Please bet responsibly, but bet with your own opinions, right? Take our ideas, take our thoughts, Portnoy, Ilio, me, whomever. I'm not paying for it, that's fine. Getting free opinions is good, but go down with your own losers, not someone else's. For me personally, I'm gonna focus in on 3 horses, 3 of my win contenders. The number 17 Fierceness, the favorite, the closer Catching Freedom, and the talent Just a Touch. I'll focus in on those 3 with my live long shots. If you want a more detailed analysis of the Derby, bunch of races on Derby Day, we'll handicap them all for you for free. Muttstack.com. Not a tout, but put a lot of work into it. Check it out for free. Mix it with your own opinions at muttstack.com. Subscribe and check it out for free. Wherever you're watching or listening, we thank you for doing it. Thank you for hanging out with us, and good luck Derby Day 2024. And please let the Coleman horse lose by 1 million. Please.